Hello guys, good morning and good evening, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me properly. Please confirm in the chat. Okay, so anyone is having any question related to object-oriented programming, guys? We can just take that. We'll start our NumPy library in next 10 to 15 minutes. But before that, if you have any question, just let me know in the chat. Even if you want to just speak, just let me know. Okay. No question, guys. Object-oriented programming. We have finished with that. Now today we are going to
Actually,
start.
sir, we need more time. You know.
You need more time to revise.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chatting option is not enabled.
Which option? Chat option. I'm not sure about this. Uh,
Like how much it will be useful for data science career, OOPS concept.
Praveen, like oops, you're talking about, right?
Yeah,
So oops is like we don't have to build any, uh, kind of entire software in data science, right? We'll be just using different libraries, APIs available. Okay. So that API is again built using this particular object-oriented programming. So at least you should know like what you're using at that particular time, whether it is a variable or an object or a method that you're using or a class you're using, right? So if suppose you're working with particular organization which does not allow you to use, the open source libraries, then maybe you must have to, write the code from scratch, there also you can use this particular OOP concepts. It's not like extensively used in every problem we'll be using this, but uh, as and when required, you have to use this particular OOP, but not frequently.
Okay. Would like to see a practical scenario example with some data.
Like using OOP.
Yeah, I feel like it's a bit tough than other codes. Not tough, but I need to see like a practical example with the data how to do that.
Yeah, we'll go ahead, and while starting with machine learning, right, I'll tell you how we can use those. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Any other question, guys? So I have shared the assignment on OOP. Have you received that on your portal, guys? Just refresh that and check. There are around 6 questions based on OOP. So I have given some scenarios, okay? Uh, Based on that, you can just solve that particular question. I tried covering encapsulation, I tried covering abstraction, polymorphism, and inheritance, even creating an object, creating a class, and everything. Okay, so just go ahead and attempt these questions. If you have any doubt, just let me know, okay, in the next class. All right, so uh, I think we can start with the new topic. Let me just open the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so just give me a second. Yeah.
Amit sir, out of the
Yes.
syllabus, I have a one question, sir. In a in a industry, which tool you use for data scientist? Because, like,
Manish,
yes.
I am just losing your voice. I'm not sure maybe me or
So,
other.
which tool you use for development purposes in a Mang company? Like,
Tool like editors you're asking.
yes, sir. Just like I currently we use Jupyter Notebook, na.
Yeah. So it depends. Like Jupyter Notebook is one of the good solution because it is open source, and it's very lightweight, we can say. But apart from that, we can use different cloud platforms as well, like Azure machine learning platform is there. Okay, then we are having like AWS machine learning platform. They itself allow you to create different notebooks. Okay,
Okay, sir.
but if your company is not looking for any particular cloud service, then Jupyter Notebook is the best solution you can use. Even we are having that Visual Studio, right? VS
Yes.
Code kind of editor. There also you can use this particular Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so at the end, see guys, the different platform will be there, but you have to write the same code everywhere, right? And here the cell concept is present everywhere. Whenever you are talking about notebooks, then this cell concept will be always there. Okay, whether you're talking about the Azure solutions or maybe AWS solutions or any other platforms, there this kind of notebooks are available. And if you want to do an core development, Python development, then Atom is one of the editor, PyCharm is there. Okay, then this VS Code is there. Okay, so this kind of editors can be useful. But again, based on the companies, like which platform they're using, what kind of security they are having, and kind of the license they have purchased and everything.
Yes, sir. Because previously we used PyCharm for migration project. Now, currently I'm working, so for a
Yeah,
migration
yeah,
project
yeah.
we use PyCharm.
Yeah, it depends on your team to team also, like your client also, what client is giving to you, right?
Yes.
Or for development, right? So that is completely the project specific, we can say, the client specific. If client don't have any kind of uh, objection, then you can use
ज्यादा
wherever
मत बना
uh, platform you're
दो
comfortable
रोटी
with. Okay. Tarun, can you please be on mute?
हम्म
Yes.
क्यों
Thank you.
Tarun,
खोल देना था ना तो
all right. So any other question, guys? Here. So let me share my screen and then let's go ahead. Can you see that Jupyter notebook, guys? Untitled Jupyter notebook.
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. Uh, so initial thing we need to install the particular NumPy library. It is already inbuilt library, but again, if you are creating a virtual environment and you are using that for your development purpose, then you have to install that. So how we are going to install using Jupyter Notebook, guys? Just give explanatory sign and then pip install your Jupyter, sorry, uh, NumPy. Okay, this kind of uh, command you can write, and if it is already installed, then it will say requirements are already satisfied. If not, then it will start installing the library online. Just check at your end if it is executing. Once you install this, how to check whether it is executed properly or not? From or we can say import numpy as np. Np is the license we are going to use. We are not going to use this uh, numpy again and again. Okay, we'll be using. I'm not sure why this is not working, but let me check. Oh, there are two instances running.
if run pip install numpy, will be there any successful message, success message?
It will just start, executing this particular package, and then uh, you can see the successful message like the package has been installed successfully.
It shows like successfully installed NumPy 1.24.2.
Yes, that package we have installed. Okay.
So for me, it's showing the defaulting to user initiation because normal site package is not writable. Requirement already satisfied.
Satisfied. Yeah, NumPy is already there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Other member, just confirm in the chat if you have installed this particular package.
The chat is disabled.
Oh, okay.
Chat is disabled, sir.
Okay.
Can you show me once again about installation that pip dot
Yes,
you
yes,
had mentioned? Okay.
yes, yes. Uh, can you see the screen now? Pip install NumPy. Go ahead and execute this. Here you can see requirement is already satisfied, right?
Yes.
So I have
Yes.
the NumPy installed. So go ahead and check import NumPy as NP. NP is the alias we'll be using. Okay. Instead of NumPy every time we'll write NP. Okay. So this is the statement. Now let us understand what exactly the NumPy is first, and then we'll start. This thing. Okay, so NumPy is very important Python library, guys, which is used for numerical calculation, computation. Okay, it stands for numerical Python. Okay, so uh, basically, as you know, we are dealing with data science, so huge amount of data will be there, and we need to process this kind of data. Data can be of like huge number. So the normal traditional approaches of calculation will not help. Normal methods will not help. It may consume like the time and the uh, memory also. For that, Python have one this particular package that is NumPy, which is a very good package that will optimize your memory consumption and will decrease the speed of execution. Even it will make uh, our programmers life very easy. Like those who are from IT background, they know like how the matrix multiplication program looks like, right? Using normal programming like Java and others. So we need to iterate through each and every element of one matrix to the each and every element of the other matrix. For that, we need to write multiple for loops, right? For loops within a for loop. So at the end, it will its time complexity will increase, space complexity will also increase. So better to use this kind of libraries because data science means all about handling the data, right? And algorithms, whatever we will be talking about related to machine learning, will always seek for huge amount of data. That these algorithms will not work on a small amount of data. Okay, so that's why we need the particular library which will handle this kind of data. So um, this NumPy having like we can define the list using NumPy, which is same as a normal list in Python, but will have various functionalities. Okay, so let us understand the different things about this particular NumPy. Okay, so uh, let me just
Any other ways to check that is installed? Because that code is running, uh, but it's not executing.
code is running and it's not executing means what? Like you're getting any error?
No, nothing. In the cell, I could see that star, which means it's still running, but it's not executing. It's like blank.
You can just stop that execution, restart the kernel and check.
Yeah, I did, but again, it's still running.
So it's the problem of our ideally actually. Can you see like down your that Jupyter notebook's black screen is live? It make sure it should not close. Okay. Okay. Chat is disabled. Okay. Let me just check. Okay. Now let me create a simple one-dimensional array for you using NumPy. So we can just use a very simple function a is equal to np dot array. In this, we'll pass the list 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And when we execute this, you can just check the type of a and you can print a. Okay. Can you see now we can just uh, have this particular NumPy array with us. This is the way to create the NumPy array, guys.
Sir, inside the print statement, we have to print type.
What we need to type? Okay, you want to see the type also, right?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
it shows numpy.nd array.
I am just waiting for your execution. Right now, you can see the numpy.nd. Okay, and then like we can just check the shape of this particular array. So shape is like, it will, for one dimensional array, it will display how many elements are there in that. Okay, can you see how many elements are there in this? Four elements are there in this. Okay, so shape will display the number of elements in that particular array. Now we can access the element like this. A of 0 will give you what? 1. Likewise, you can access other elements as well. That means it is indexable, right?
Amit sir, for ND array, it means that numeric type array or something else that ND.
N-dimensional array. ND means n-dimensional. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. The next one is let us create the uh, kind of two-dimensional array, and here it is. T is equal to np dot array. This is first dimension. That means first row. This is the second row, guys. So how many column would be there?
Mm, column 3 rows 2.
Let's check the shape. B dot shape. What it is? Two rows and how many columns? Three
3.
columns. Okay. So how we are going to access the element from this, guys? Anyone? B of zeros 0 will give you 1. Agree?
Yes.
First bracket is your row number and second is your column number.
Second row
Okay.
number, first column.
This is your row number, guys. First one is row number. Let's say 20. It will give you what? Index error, because we don't have three rows, right? 0, 1, 2. So here we need to write 1. Can you see here 4? You can see the second row and first column, that is 4. Let us check the dimension of A. Oh, sorry. Now we are checking shape. And D.
Please, what did you say the shape was for?
Sorry.
The shape, the B shape is for it shows what?
This one, right? The
Yes.
shape of B. Shape means the dimension, we can say. Okay, how many elements are there? How many rows are there? Okay, how many columns are there? Okay, can we just access this, like, let us try print, see how flexible it is. Okay, I want 0, comma 0. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Can you see this? It is possible to access this element, 0th row, 0th column. Just practice it, guys. Now onwards, this kind of program will be there, like single line program. Okay, so no worries. Then let us talk about the three-dimensional array. Okay, or maybe we can have, instead of 3 dimension, let us say we'll create uh, how to create 3 by 4 matrix, guys. Can you just put your code in the chat? Create 3 by 4 matrix. Will you be able to create that particular matrix? 3 by 4. Can we use like this? Three by four matrix, right? How many rows? Three rows. One, two, and three rows. Okay. Yes, done. Now let me just try one more thing here. Can you see here 3 by 3 matrix? Sorry, dimension. This is 3 dimensional data. Just imagine the cube, and your elements will be arranged in the cube, right? X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. Okay. Just imagine that. So what this 2 indicates here? 2 comma 2 comma.
2 is row, 2 is column, 2 dimensional, 2 is row, 2 is Z axis, sir, and 3 is dimension.
So first is like number of rows. Okay. Second is like number of columns, and the next one is like, that the third axis, right? That how many columns will be there in that.
Sir, but here number is column is 3, na? Number of column is 3, na?
Yeah. Number of column is 3 here, right? So here this will indicate our like, see how many rows are there. Okay, this is first row, this is second row. Then how many another, in another phase, how many columns are there? Can you please mute yourself? Who is there? Rizwan Mohammed, please mute yourself.
Sir, in my
Here
program
you
it
see
shows
1,
1, 4, 3.
and then this is 1, 2, right? This first will tell you like how many rows will be there. That's why this is 2. Then in the three-dimensional array, like for the third axis, how many, the elements will be there. This is 1 and this is second. That's why it is 2 here. And there are 3 columns you can see. That's why this 3 is there. Okay. So this is the one way. Let me just check if we can show it using diagram. Let me just give,
Sir,
yes,
so it shows 1, 4, 3.
for you.
Wait, sir, let's share my code.
Here, just check the bracket. Okay. It's three-dimensional. Okay. Mm, I hope now you can see my screen here. Can you see the diagram here, guys? See how the shape looks like. Okay, 3 comma 4 comma 2. Okay, so what is 3 here? You can see 1, 2 and 3 rows are there, dimension.
I
Okay,
could see the command. Okay. Are you showing the
what you are saying, that Jupyter
Jupyter
notebook
notebook?
only.
That's
Command prompt is
Um,
visible.
command
Yeah,
prompts.
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, let me just share it again. Now, can you see the screen?
Yeah, yeah.
So here you can see just dimensions. Okay, how we can write this. Okay, so here shape is 3, 4, 2. Okay, so what is 3 indicates here from diagram?
It's a row.
It's a row, right?
Independent
What
from
is 4 indicates? In that particular rows, how many columns are there on x-axis, right? And what that 2 indicates, how many columns are there on that z-axis. Are you getting it? Just imagine the cube, guys. Okay, it's hard to visualize. Even we can create the four-dimensional array also, but it's very difficult to visualize. We can't visualize four-dimensional array, but three we can easily, detect. And this is arranged in this particular way. Okay, so you can just check. Here is the simple example. Uh, Now you can see here first index is this one, second index is this one, and third index is this one. Okay, so this will be your 2 comma 3 comma 4 kind of block you'll be having. This is also the same thing. Axis 0, axis 1, and axis 2. Axis 0 is like 4 rows, 3 values in that particular, that is 3 columns. Okay, and then 2 columns here, the third axis. Okay. So this is how it looks like, guys. This is n dimensional array. Okay. We cannot use list for this n dimensional array. Okay. So for that we will be using this. Okay. Let's go ahead, guys, with further operations. Uh, Let me share that Jupyter notebook again. Okay. Now let us try to create different types of arrays using NumPy. Okay. I will be giving some cookbooks, guys, to just check the output. Okay. You just execute those lines and then check. So there are various operations we can do with the help of NumPy. We need to decide which operation we will be using in our code. If suppose the scenario is there, we need to create the array which contains zero, right? For example, I want to generate the sparse matrix, which will be used in natural language processing to represent the documents, right? The sparse matrix means my maximum time zero is there in that particular matrix. And we are not creating the 100 by 100 matrix, guys. We will be creating like, 1 lakh by 1 lakh kind of matrix here. So this NumPy array is very useful there. You can see np.zero is the function which will generate the matrix with all elements zero. Okay. So this is the shortcut to create the initial marker, we can say. Then the next is, instead of zeros, you can write ones. Okay. Let's check that here, and you can print it. Print B. You can see one row, two columns. You can define here 10 by 10 also, that will also be okay. Okay. 10 by 10.
So why dot are showing that one dot?
That indicates like it generates the floating point. Okay. These all one is nothing but the floating value. So if you want to check B of 0 comma 0, okay, and then we will be checking the type of that, type of this value. So you can say it's float. Can you see here float 64? And that dot indicates the floating value. Okay. By default, the data type of that, but this one is the floating one. The 64, that means 64 bit it is using to store the result, the number. There is 32 also, there is 128 also float values, but this is one is by default in NumPy array.
So one more thing, in a NumPy, we always use matrices like 3 into 3, 2 into 2, because wrongly now I put 5 in one list. So they give a list type showing that this is a list type.
Yes, yes. See, if single value we give, that will be your scalar value. Okay. And in machine learning, we always deal with the vector. That means we need the dimensions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Everything will be converting into the matrix form. In natural language processing, this matrix form is very useful. Okay. So let's go ahead and create the constant array. Okay. Constant in the sense any value we can give, and that will be your array. So let's say print C. So here you can see 2 by 2 matrix will be created and what value we should give as the element there. So see here, Suppose I am giving 7 dot, it will generate 7 dot. That means it's floating point. Or if you don't want, because this is customized, right? Like we need to decide which value we'll be giving there. Okay. I hope everyone is doing this. This is like it seems very simple, but we'll be using that while writing the code, guys, in machine learning. Okay. Now, what is I? It's simple. The diagonal elements it will print as a one. Okay, if you say 3 by 3, then it will generate 3 by 3 matrix with all diagonal element 1. Okay, now let's create the random matrix, guys. Random matrix in the sense random values will be there in the specific matrix. So you can see 2 by 2 matrix, but the random values will be creating. Print E. This is the random values. Every time you execute, the values will be different. You see this, and these are all normalized values, guys. It will generate the values between 0 and 1. Very rare we can find the 1, but the 1 will be there. Okay. Okay. Then next one. Yes, finish with this commands, guys, of NumPy, or should I wait? Maksud, random is like simple package in NumPy which will generate the random values between 0 and 1. Okay. Let me check the
Means we have no control on the values,
yes.
just a range. In that range, it will show.
Yes. It will pick the random values between that range.
Sir, we also create dynamic matrices, na? Like from user input, and we define M and just like X, Y, Z. So we can define we input from X from user, Y from user, and Z from user, and then pass that.
Yes, we can. So Minakshi, what you are not getting? Minakshi, you can talk, I think, right? Or let me just check. You are always saying NP is not defined. Yeah, go ahead. Meenakshi?
Yes, NP is not defined. Um,
I am not getting your question. Can you? NP is not defined, like this you are getting, right? So have
yes,
you executed this particular command first? Have you executed this?
yes,
Execute this and then you will not find that error again. Okay?
yeah,
Rest all you're getting, or should I explain that again? These are the functions np.array, np.0, right? NPs are numpy. So guys, see why I have done this. As NP means this is alias of numpy. Every time writing numpy dot, array, numpy dot shape, numpy dot, the other zeros, ones, we can write NP, right? Simple variable.
So when I execute this showing requirement already satisfied. NumPy in C colon user HP Anaconda site packages.
Yeah,
1 point.
that is okay. Like the next line, have you executed import numpy as NP?
So I execute import NumPy as NP, and then A is equal to NP dot array
Okay.
bracket then 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 print type A and print A. Then it show now my name NP is not defined.
Okay.
Yes.
Nakshi, let me just allow you to share your screen. Okay. Just go ahead and accept this and share your screen. Just let me stop it first. Now share your screen. Yes, Shantanu, like array is nothing but collection of elements. You know what is list is? Do you know what is list in Python? Same, okay. In other programming languages, we call it as array, and in Python, we call it as list. But in NumPy, we are again calling it as array. Okay, array is the sequence of numbers only, nothing else. So, Meenakshi, you haven't executed that import NumPy as NP. That's why you're getting that error. Can you see that second statement?
Yes, sir.
See that your bracket is empty there, right? That means you haven't executed that. Can you execute that cell?
Which one, sir?
That current cell. Click on run now. Yeah, and then execute now that next cell. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh,
Okay. Now everything you will get, right?
yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Any other problem, guys? If you are facing, you can stop sharing your screen. Let me share my screen.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have to learn the three-dimensional, how they behave.
What you need, what you want to do? Three-dimensional array.
Yes, yes, how it's behave, because uh, in your example, the I example, uh, no, numpy dot I, can you show that example,
Yeah, just let me, I'm sharing my
or I
screen.
have to share my?
I have it. Which one? This one?
Yes, like this is this. Okay, anyone, sir. Like I type, sir. Like 1 1, no. So I'm not able to understand their behavior.
This one.
35, sir.
I type.
Okay. I. Okay. Okay. Got it. I means what? Like
No,
it
no, sir.
will.
No question related. Not. If you pass the three-dimensional, na, like just two comma two comma two,
Uh-huh.
just pass 2 comma 2. So yeah, 3 comma 3.
Mhm.
It's then run, sir.
Yeah, I have executed that.
If again we pass three-dimensional na, comma 3, then how they behave? I'm not able to understand it. It's showing 0 0. Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you that very simple, quickly. Okay. So what you are saying, like, what is this three? That is rows, right? This first row, second row, and third
Third
row. Okay. And like what this
column.
is
Column.
column, right?
Yes.
So here you can see like three column, and this is again you will be having three columns,
Three
like
dimension.
when you're
Yes.
thinking, right?
Yes.
This is what you are thinking. But here, what it is doing is like, so let me just quickly show it to you. Okay, here, can you see now how it is executing? Okay, so before, so it will have three and three. Okay, and then you will be having only one column at that particular side. Okay, on Z axis. So if you just imagine the you can say what the diagonal elements of you know the three-dimensional space, then you will find why it is like behaving. Let me just search for that particular image.
Or sir,
Okay,
just design it in the paint, na? Or it's design. It's possible to design in paint.
diagonal element for 3D. Here, the first one is one. Yeah. So, it's very hard to draw. Let's check. There are three actually diagonals for three-dimensional array. One is principal diagonal, upper diagonal, and lower diagonal. Okay. But what it is as per the documentation of NumPy. Okay, so uh, this particular np.I function always returns two-dimensional array. Okay, so what it will do, it will uh, create 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, but it will just shift one uh, position, okay, towards the right side, and then it will start creating the diagonal elements. So see here, like if you just see 3 by 3, so it will create 3 by 3 matrix. You can see the result 3 by 3 matrix, and as per the 3 by 3 matrix, our diagonal element should start from this, but it will shift the position to the next step. Okay, and then from here it will start displaying the diagonal element. So here if it is 1, then in the next thing it is 0 0 and then 1, and in the next step 0 0 0 and then next one. Okay, but we are displaying only 3 by 3 matrix here. So if we are printing 4 here, right, this is the behavior of this particular function. We cannot visualize that, but let's check. This will create 4 by 4 matrix, but it will shift one position towards right. Now you can see, instead of printing 1 here, it has shifted one position to the right side here, and then it has started printing this diagonal element. So 1 0 0, then you can see again the next one is printed here and the next one is printed here. Then there is no room left for 1. That's why all the elements are 0 here. This is how it behaves as per the documentation. So you can create, like this kind of, for example, 10 by 10 matrix. Okay, and then just check how it behaves, right? So it will shift the one position ahead, and then it will start working on that, printing on that. Then next one, for example, I am starting 10 by 5. So you can see again same thing is happening. It will create 10 rows, but one element is shifted towards right hand side, and then it will start printing the diagonal elements, and rest all will be here 0, because the final position ends here itself. Okay, this is how this particular function behaves, but we cannot represent that using the diagram here. Okay, are you getting like how it is behaving?
Yes, sir. So here one is not a Z axis. It just represent the
Yeah, this will representing all the diagonal elements, but we cannot visualize that. So there are three types of diagonal elements for diagonals for 3D array, right? That we can say what, cube. Okay, so but we cannot visualize the diagonal element of that particular matrix, and this particular numpy will take care of that and will shift the element to the right side and then start, filling the matrix.
Yes. Yes, sir. Because when we do zero na in a z dimension, so it's
Hmm.
behave correctly. But
Yeah, yeah. Zero means like there is no third dimension, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
This will act as your normal 2D array then. Okay. This particular you can mention here. Okay, let me just write down the description for you from documentation itself. You can go and check the official documentation as well, guys. Okay, here is the description. Okay, the next one is uh, slicing. Now just tell me what it will display, guys. Okay. What PB is going to display? Just let me know.
Be zero maybe.
Just think, guys. We have seen the slicing, right?
The moves to 1, 3.
Okay. So see here what it is doing. So first one is for rows, second one is for what? Columns. Okay. So see how it works. So it will just start with 0. It will go up to 1, right? 2 will be skipped. You remember? So it is taking first and second row, right? So in first and second row, you can just check what is there, and then it will start filling this 1:3. So it will just access what? The first and second column, right? So just imagine you are having this kind of matrix. Okay. Now here it means starting from 0 and 1. So it will take this and then this. Okay. It will consider these two rows. Now 1 and 3. That means it will take now what? First and second column. Okay. So you can find here 2, 3 and 6, 7. Are you getting this slicing, guys? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. By default, it's take zero, na?
Yeah, everywhere. Like we'll start from 0.
Okay.
Okay. And then like that this 2 is skipped, right? In slicing, always we skip that particular thing, the last value. We'll not consider that in the result. Okay, suppose I want, uh, for example, for example, let me just write this output. Then how we are going to slice that? Yes, just observe the input and check the output.
So we have to uh, one column two,
Let
and
me
here,
check the chat.
okay.
Yeah, go ahead and just write down that Subhashri, what you want to be like. I should explain again, Shweta. Guys, you have the access of mic, right? Please go ahead and speak directly because when we do the hands-on, very rarely I'll get the chance to just check the Q&A. Shweta, what explanation you need again? Rupali, I hope you clear that dot, right? Why that dot is there? That dot means what? That is an float value. Okay. One dot, two dot, three dot is what? These are the float values. Do you know what is float is? Great. Yeah, Maksud has written some code. Uh, Perfect. This is what the input. So Maksud, this is what the output you are getting, and I want 3, 4, 7, 8, 11, 12, right? So what you can do there? Yes.
First, colon 3, that might be I am not understanding.
First which?
Colon
Can you
3.
repeat? Colon
A
3.
colon- yeah.
A colon 3, right? This is, you are not
Um,
getting this?
Yes, yes. Maybe I have to understand that again.
Okay, just check. I'll explain that. What you are doing here. You haven't written before colon. That means all, values, okay, of row, starting from like zeroth row, okay, and it will end till third, but it will not take third. That means it will take 0, 1, and 2 rows. Getting it?
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
0,
0,
1,
1,
and
2.
2. And then here, this is what the column. So it will start from the first, means like
Two
the
from two.
second column. Yeah, it will start from second column, second, third, okay, and then it will skip that the fourth one, that is third one. Getting it? Because we are starting from 0. So that's why you are getting this particular output. When I write like this, then what it
That means
means?
I have to write it 4. Column 4, then 2 to 4.
No,
Yeah,
0 colon 3, comma 2 colon 4.
No, 3, 2, 4.
2 colon any, like we don't know, right? So you can take till last, right? 2 colon last, and we want all the rows. So that's why all rows.
You have to take 3.
Agree?
Yes, yes.
This is slicing. Okay, let me just give one more example to you. I want this result. Can you bring this result? That means I want this part, this and this.
So 2, 2, 4.
A of
A of 2,
2,
comma,
colon 2, right?
yes, 2, comma,
Comma,
2, colon 4.
in this way.
Yeah.
Maksu, you're getting that? What? I'm not sure what you're saying. Great.
Yes, yes, I'm getting that.
Yeah, okay. Let me give another example. Mm, so I want only 1 and 3. So how you will be doing that? Let me just give you a simple thing. I want this only. 1 colon 3. The input is this one. I want this. How you will be doing this? Yes, tell me. So what I want, guys, here only first row, right? That means 0, comma. You remember this slicing method? Then I want to start from all the elements, okay, all columns, but I want to keep the step. Take one, skip one. Agree? This is what the result is. Instead of 0, you can put a limit on like selecting first column. You can as per your choice, but only 0 writing. That means where we are just taking the 0th row. And from that 0th row, I want all the values, but step should be 2. That means take one, skip one, right? So can I get uh, 5, 8, guys? Can I get 5, 8? I want 5, 8 result here. Now it's your turn to just put your answer in the chat. Array here 5, comma 8. I want this. Can I expect the answer in chat? Okay. Print 1, comma, colon, colon 3. Okay. This will give you 5, 8. Okay. This is, you can practice it later, guys. Okay. Uh, now,
I'm not getting that array. Like
You're
as
not
output.
getting what?
Array as output. I'm just getting 5 and 8. Like list.
So you are printing that, right? When
Yeah.
you print it, then you will
Okay.
get the 5 and 8.
Oh, fine. Right. Got it. Okay.
Okay. So suppose I am having one array. This is the array. Okay. And if I am writing like this, and then a of bull underscore idx. Can you just tell, just imagine what will be the result? Can you just imagine what will be the result?
A greater than 2.
See what is there. Can you see 3, 4, 5, 6? Now, what is this? Let me just print bull underscore idx. See what is the result, guys. So you have to imagine this array as like this, right? If you imagine like this, so you can see like where exactly we are getting true, whose a is greater than 2, right? That means these values we are getting true, agree? And that's why these values will be there in your result. Okay. And this method is called Boolean indexing. This method is called Boolean indexing. Okay. Now, if I am writing like this, what result we should expect, guys? Same result?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next is mathematical functions related to array. Let's say array math. Okay. I have these two arrays with me, x and y. If I do x plus y, then
Sir, these are the function of NumPy, no?
yeah, these are the function of NumPy. Can you see here? NumPy array we are dealing with, right? NumPy array, x and y are NumPy array. Now I'm doing what? X plus y. What is this? It's just an addition of elements. Agree? How this addition takes place, guys? Can you just see how it is doing the addition? 1 plus 5 is what? This first element of this array, this is first element of this array, right? X and y respectively. So 1 plus 5 is your 6. You can see the addition is in float, right? Then 2 is the second element and 6 is the second element in the second array. 6 plus 2 is your 8. Agree? This is element wise addition we are doing. Then x multiply by y. How it is doing the multiplication? Is it matrix multiplication, Cartesian product or dot product, guys? What kind of product it is? It's a dot product, element by element multiplication, right? 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. 6 multiplied by 2 is 12, right? 7 multiplied by 3 is 21 in this way. Okay. Then you can do subtraction as well. Okay, let me just do one more thing here. We have one more function, np dot add. Okay, and in that you can pass just x comma y. And you can see the result. Okay. In this also we have multiply function. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that, np dot y. And in that you can pass x comma y. This is the function. Okay, then you can have x minus y. This is subtraction. And then what function you will have, np dot
Division.
subtract x comma y. And this is what, oh, subtraction is not there. I think one s is extra here. There, subtract.
Sir, please scroll up
Yeah. Here,
little more, sir. Addition.
done. Okay. Then let us find out more, np dot divide, and we can have square root as well. There are multiple functions. This is divide one, np dot square root of x. You can see the square root of this. Element wise square root.
Sir, could you please scroll a little more up?
Yeah. Okay. Then we have dot product. So x dot in bracket y. It will give us the dot product, guys. Or you can have like this also. Np dot in this x comma y. Let's say okay, do this guys and just let me know in the chat once you finish with this. So it will just create that particular data type, okay? Float 64. There is no, need to do that, but here we can externally define the data type remark, okay? You can write int 32, int 64 kind of, even float 32 also you can write. Okay, let me just show you different data types to you. Mm, There are multiple data types available. So these are the different types we'll be having, guys. You can just check. Int 8, okay, int 8 means what? Like we have signed numbers and unsigned numbers, right? So while representing the signed numbers, MSB, like most significant bit represents your sign. If we don't want that bit to be represented as a sign, we can use unsigned numbers. That is the concept from binary numbers. So we have unsigned numbers and signed numbers. For that, we are using this U to represent unsigned number. Okay. So for float and int, we have different variation. For complex number also. We don't have variation in Boolean and object and the string as well. Okay, that's why we have written there the float 64 and other stuff. Okay. And for those type, we have code defined. So if you don't want to write int 38 or int 8 kind of, then you can use this kind of codes. Let me share that code as well with you. Uh, these are the types, and for that respective codes are here mentioned. Okay, for int 8 we have I1. For unsigned 8 we have U1. Okay, in this way. For f indicates float. Okay. Let me check any other doubt you have. All right. Next thing is, let's say I'm having this particular array. Okay, and I'm doing np dot sum of x. Can you see it gives us the summation of all these numbers, right? So uh, suppose I want to do a sum of, you know, each column, then how many columns are there, guys, here?
Two column,
Two columns, right?
0, 1.
So let's go ahead and check np dot sum x comma axis equal to 0. When we do this, it will give us the column wise sum. 1 plus 3 is 4 and 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay, this axis equal to 0 means it will do column wise sum. Here if I'm writing print np dot sum in this x comma axis equal to 1, then it will do what? Row wise sum. You just find it. 1 plus 2 is 3 and 3 plus 4 is 7 in this way. So I have written this command. Can you tell me by observing the result, guys, what it is?
Transpose.
Transpose.
Yes, it gives us the transpose of matrix. We need to use this, guys, in machine learning algorithm. So just remember this. X is our matrix dot capital T represent transpose of that matrix. Okay. Just perform this and just let me know if you have any doubt. Okay. Uh, Another is like randomization. So, do you know how to create the random numbers?
You told no, sir. NPy dot random dot random.
Right, npy dot random dot random. Okay. Then how to find the mean and max value from the given this one. Okay, let me just cover that as well. Let me copy this, paste it here. Okay, so instead of sum, I will write here minimum value. Okay, instead of this, I will write mean, and instead of this, I will write this one. Can you see here from entire matrix, it found minimum value. Column wise, there is a minimum value, and uh, row wise there is minimum value. Same here we can do for maximum as well. Okay. I believe this seems very simple for you, but it's very important, guys. Try to understand this. Okay. And that's why libraries are very important for us as a data scientist, because it makes our life very easy.
Sir, specifically NumPy we use for a numeric type of mm,
Calculation. Yes.
calculation.
Okay.
How to know that how many functions in the NumPy library? I mean, if anyone wants to know.
Okay. So do you know dir?
Yes.
You can put that this in dir. Let me show
Oh,
you.
that means then all the functions will come up.
Yeah. Print dir of x. You can see these are the functions, right? Related to this. Okay. Now here argmin means what? What is this giving? It gives us the index of minimum value. Just check this array. Where is the minimum value located, guys?
0, 0.
Which one is the minimum value? This one. So it's the 0th position. Okay. Suppose if you are writing this as a mean, instead of mean, you can write max. You will, sorry, this is what our x is. So at third position, we are having what? The maximum value. Very important function, mean, median, mode, okay, percentile using NumPy. Let's go ahead and do that. np dot mean. I'm giving x here. It will find out the mean value of that matrix. Np dot median of x. Do you know how to calculate the median, guys?
Yes.
Difference between mean and median, right? Okay, so let us say I'm having this matrix. Yes. Sorry, I'm missing your words. You want to say something? Hello. I want to find out the percentile of fifth percentile, 65 percentile, and 95 percentile. Then I will just use np.percentile function and it will be available for us. These are the percentile for like fifth percentile, 65 percentile, and 95 percentile. Do you know what is standard deviation, guys? No? How far mean is from the, sorry, how far that x is from that particular, uh, mean is called standard deviation. How a particular given data set is away from the mean is called standard deviation. And the square of this particular standard deviation is called variance. That also represents how far the particular data point is from the mean or the mean point. Okay, we'll be learning that in statistics, what is mean, median, mode. Okay, but here using NumPy, we can find out that will just tell us the variation in the data. Okay, for example, I am having age column or maybe salary column of an employees. Okay, and in that salary columns, out of 100 columns, 90 are of like the salaries of the normal employees. Few are like for VPs and few are like for MDs and chairman and all. So you can just imagine the salary for the higher post, right, which will be very high than the other employees. So there you can see the deviation from the mean that we can find out using variance and standard deviation. Okay. If you want to find out the mean and median or variance or standard deviation column wise or row wise, you can use axis equal to 0 and axis equal to 1. Okay. This way. Okay, the next function is finding out the covariance using NumPy. So this is just an function to find out the covariance of a given matrix, given data. Imagine the matrix is nothing but our data set, guys. This seems very small number, but in our data set, we'll be having lakhs of rows and columns. So for that, we can use such kind of functions to calculate the covariance. This covariance is useful in principal component analysis. Okay, we'll just see that later in this particular course in machine learning. But this is a simple function. Then if you want to find out the correlation between the different columns, then you can use this relation function. So here we are just checking the correlation of the entire data set. If you want to see the correlation, okay, then maybe you can just check that axis particular column. Generally we don't use NumPy function to find out the correlation. We'll be using sklearn's API to just do that, but these functions are also there. This is what the intention of showing this. Okay, so these are the few functions, guys. We will continue NumPy in the next class also for half an hour. Then we'll start with the pandas. We left with few functions. We'll cover that in the next class. Okay. These are the few basic functions we are having. You can practice this very simple and straightforward, guys. There is no code written, much code written behind this. Okay. So I am sharing this with you. Just go and just see this particular file. I have shared the assignment also. Just go ahead and do solve that particular assignment and submit it on time. Okay, guys.
Sir, this file is not opening in my laptop.
This file is not.
Opening in my laptop. I think it is in Notepad.
Which the
This
assignment
file,
file you're saying?
today's file and all the assignment you have given the in
So
portal.
that is a NumPy, sorry, IPython notebook. So you have to open it using this Jupyter Notebook or Google Colab. Okay.
Jupyter Notebook.
Yes. You have to open that using Jupyter Notebook.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. See you then next in the next class. We'll be starting with pandas and few functions from NumPy in the next class. Okay.